Level 1, the applicant. You're 21 years old. You're sitting in your flat in South London at 1 a.m., scrolling through a government careers page. You find a listing. Intelligence Officer, Secret Intelligence Service. No logo, no video, just a paragraph and an apply button. You click it. 2 weeks later, you get an email. No subject line, just a time, a date, and a postcode. You show up to a gray building near Whitehall in your only good suit. A woman with no name badge hands you a test. 80 questions. They're already watching how you think. Then comes the vetting. They interview your parents, your ex, they check your finances, your travel, your internet footprint for 10 years. It takes 9 months. You can't tell anyone what it's for. You haven't even started, and already the lying has begun. Level 2, the recruit. You pass. You report to Fort Monkton, a military installation near Portsmouth that doesn't appear on any public map. The locals call it the spy school. They're not wrong. This is IONEC, the intelligence officer's new entry course. 6 months. 12 recruits walk in. 8 walk out. Week 1 is surveillance. You spend 3 days following a target through Portsmouth without being spotted. You learn to change your gait, swap jackets, use shop windows as mirrors. Week 4, recruitment. The sad rat cycle. Spot, assess, develop, recruit. Agent handling, terminate. They tell you the most important weapon in intelligence isn't a gun, it's trust. You're learning how to manufacture it. You learn dead drops, how to leave a roll of microfilm inside a hollowed-out brick. Brush passes, exchanging a package in 1.5 seconds while walking in opposite directions. You practice it 200 times until it's invisible. Week 8, resistance to interrogation. 48 hours, no sleep, bright lights, cold water. Men screaming questions in your face. You break on hour 31. Everyone breaks. The point isn't to resist forever. The point is to buy your network time to scatter. Week 12, they hand you a Sig Sauer P226. Most MI6 officers never fire a weapon in the field, but they do want you to know how. Your starting salary is £40,000. You earn every penny. You don't sleep well anymore. 6 months later, you graduate. They hand you a cover identity, a mid-level diplomat at the Foreign, Commonwealth, and Development Office. You memorize it. You live it. From now on, you are 2 people. You don't hesitate when you lie anymore. Level 3, the desk officer. You're posted to Vauxhall Cross, SIS headquarters on the south bank of the Thames. Inside, it's fluorescent lights and doors that need 3 forms of authentication to open. You're a targeter. Your job is to identify potential human sources, people with access to the intelligence Britain needs. A disgruntled Russian diplomat, a Chinese scientist with gambling debts, an Iranian general whose daughter just moved to London. You spend your days reading intercepted emails, tracking travel patterns, piecing together someone's entire life from data they don't even know you have. You earn £45,000. Your friends from university think you push paper. At the pub, they ask what you do. You say, policy work. Quite dull, really. You smile. They believe you. 2 years pass. Your controller asks if you'd like to go overseas. You say yes before they finish the sentence. Level 4, the case officer. You're 25. You land in a country you can't name, working under diplomatic cover at the British Embassy. Your title says second secretary. In reality, you're a case officer. Your job is to recruit and run human agents, real people who risk their lives to give you secrets. Your first target is a mid-level defense ministry official with a sick mother and medical bills that he can't pay. You bump into him at a diplomatic reception. You talk about football. You buy him a drink. You meet again the next week. He thinks you're his friend. You are not his friend. You are his handler. 3 months in, you make the pitch. A quiet restaurant. Your heart is pounding, but your hands are steady. You slide £5,000 in local currency across the table. I think we can help each other. He stares at the envelope for 11 seconds. You count every one. He takes it. Now you own him. You meet once a month in rotating locations, never the same cafe twice. You give him a burner phone with 1 number saved. If he's compromised, he calls and says 1 word, greenhouse. That means run. His intelligence is graded CX, MI6's classification for human intelligence reports. Your CX lands on desks in Whitehall. Cabinet briefings. You're 25 and shaping foreign policy. No one will ever know your name. You earn £55,000, plus a bonus for working in a dangerous country. But if your agent gets caught, he doesn't go to prison. He disappears, and that's on you. Level 5, the senior case officer. You're 29. Second posting, harder country, higher threat. You're running 4 agents now, each one a human life balanced on a wire. One night, an agent goes silent. Missed 2 meetings. Dead drop untouched. Phone dark. No movement at his address for 6 days. Your stomach drops. You send a priority message to London. 2 words. Agent compromised. He was detained. They found the burner phone. You spend 72 hours awake in a safe house, chain smoking, checking your own phone every 4 minutes. 3 weeks later, he contacts you the only way he can. A chalk mark on a wall near a bus station. A signal that means, I'm alive. Meet me. You meet him in the back seat of a car at midnight. He looks 10 years older. His hands shake. He says, I want out. You organize his extraction. New papers, a flight to a third country, £200,000 and a new identity. He'll never see his home again, but he'll be alive. Your girlfriend back in London leaves you. She says you're distant. She says you disappear for weeks and come back like a different person. She's right. You are a different person. You just can't tell her which one. You earn £65,000. You have access. You have power. But you've learned the cost. And the lying keeps getting easier. That's the part that scares you. Level 6, head of section. You're 34. Back in London now. You oversee all MI6 operations in a specific region. 15 case officers. Over 40 human sources. Your office is on the upper floors of Vauxhall Cross. You can see the Thames from your window. A case officer recruits a source inside a hostile state's nuclear program. Enrichment data. Centrifuge schematics. The Joint Intelligence Committee puts it in the Prime Minister's red box. But the source wants more money. He wants extraction guarantees. You authorize £50,000 and a contingency plan. A fishing boat, a second passport, an RAF flight from Cyprus. 14 different moving parts. If one fails, he dies. Then you get the call that you've been dreading. A different agent, one you've recruited yourself 6 years ago. The man you bought football tickets for. The man who invited you to his home for dinner. He's been compromised. Not detained. Gone. 3 days later, state media runs a short item about an unnamed civil servant executed for treason. No trial. No body returned. You read the cable twice. You close the file. You go to the next meeting. You brief the weekly intelligence summary. You speak for 4 minutes. Your voice doesn't even crack. You go home. You pour a whiskey. You pour another. You sit in silence until 3 a.m. You earn £85,000 a year. You have authority. You have respect. But some nights you see his face. And the lying, you don't even notice it anymore. Level 7, the controller. You're 41. You direct an entire operational directorate, counter-proliferation, counter-terrorism. You attend Cobra when the threat level goes critical. You brief the foreign secretary in a room with no phones and no windows. An operation goes wrong in the Middle East. A strike on an arms dealer hits a civilian vehicle instead. 3 people dead, 2 of them children. You read their ages in the after-action report. 9 and 6. Your signature is on the approval document. You close the folder. You pick up the next one. There's an internal review. The Investigatory Powers Commissioner asks questions. You give answers that are technically true and strategically incomplete. You've spent 18 years learning to do exactly this. You earn £110,000. Your home address is classified. Your children go to school under a security protocol they don't understand. Your wife stopped asking about your day 5 years ago. She looks at you sometimes across the dinner table like she's trying to find the man she married. You look back. You're not sure he's even still there. You have power. Real power. The kind that shapes what governments know and what countries do. But the higher you climb, the fewer people know the real you. You're becoming a ghost, and ghosts don't sleep well. Level 8, Director. You're 48, one of 4 or 5 most senior officers in the Secret Intelligence Service. You sit on the board alongside the chief. You manage budgets over £500 million. You decide which countries get stations, which operations get funded, and which agents get burned when the political costs gets too high. You attend the National Security Council. You sit with the Prime Minister, the heads of MI5 and GCHQ, the Defense Secretary. They ask what's happening in places most people can't find on a map. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Your body is paying the bill now. A back that locks up from 25 years hunched over classified cables, an ulcer from the drinking, insomnia that no pill fixes. You've been to 63 countries, most under a name that isn't yours. You've missed your daughter's graduation, your father's funeral, 15 wedding anniversaries. Your wife filed for divorce last year. She said she couldn't compete with a job she wasn't even allowed to know about. She was right. You're a prisoner in your own legend. The cover story became your life, and now you're not sure which version of you is real. Level 9, C. You're 53. The Foreign Secretary tells you the current chief is stepping down. He wants you. You are now C. The title dates back to 1909, to Captain Mansfield Smith Cumming, the first chief of SIS, who signed every document with a single letter in green ink. Every chief since has done the same thing. You are the latest in a line that has never been broken. You command 3,500 officers across the globe. You brief the Prime Minister on matters no other civilian will ever hear. You earn over £170,000 per year. That number just means nothing to you now. It's 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. You're alone on the top floor of Vauxhall Cross, the same building you walked into over 30 years ago as a nervous 21-year-old in a borrowed suit. You remember the fluorescent lights, the grey corridors, the feeling of becoming invisible. Now you're the most invisible person in Britain. Your face isn't known. Your voice isn't recognized. You walk through London and no one looks twice. That's the point. That's always been the point. On your desk is a casualty file. An officer killed in a country you'll never name on an operation that will never be acknowledged. You knew her. You approved her posting. You read the file. You close it. You add her to the list you keep in your head, the one that gets longer every year and never gets shorter. You carry all of it. Every name, every operation, every lie you told, and every lie you ordered someone else to tell. You trust no one completely, not even yourself. You sign documents with a single letter in green ink. You haven't used your real name in decades. And one morning, you're reviewing the latest intake files. There's a new applicant, 21 years old. Good degree, speaks 2 languages. Applied at 1 a.m. from a flat in South London. You look at the file. You see yourself in it. You sign the approval in green ink. And the cycle continues.